Imagine your name appearing in a secret government dossier, sitting there next to some of the most powerful people on Earth, accused of knowing, accused of staying silent. Now imagine that dossier wasn't a rumor, it was real, buried for years, and suddenly detonated worldwide. In January 2026, the U.S. Department of Justice released what may be the largest Epstein-related document dump ever made public. Millions of pages of emails, financial records, flight logs, internal memos, images, and investigative material collected over 2 decades. And once again, the world is asking, how did Jeffrey Epstein operate for so long? Who protected him? And who else knew? Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just a financier. He was a master networker. Born in 1953 in Brooklyn, he never completed college, yet somehow worked his way into elite financial circles. By the 1990s, he had properties in New York, Paris, New Mexico, and a private Caribbean island known as Little St. James. To the outside world, it looked glamorous. Behind the scenes, it was something else entirely. In 2008, Epstein was convicted for procuring underage girls. He served just 13 months in a controversial plea deal that many critics called shockingly lenient. Then, in 2019, while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges, he died in jail. Officially ruled a suicide. But public doubt never went away. His social circle read like a global power list. Former President Bill Clinton had flown on his jet multiple times. Prince Andrew faced intense scrutiny over his association. Business leaders, academics, celebrities, many crossed paths with him at some point. Now, the newly released documents are forcing a second look at those relationships. It's important to say, being named in a document doesn't automatically mean criminal involvement. But the sheer volume of material, reportedly millions of pages, is reshaping the public conversation. Victims' advocates had pushed for transparency for years. With civil settlements paid from Epstein's estate and mounting public pressure, the Department of Justice finally moved forward with a major disclosure. Some material includes unverified claims collected from tip lines. Authorities have stated that not every allegation contained in the files has been substantiated. But even with that caution, the fallout has been immediate. Media organizations across the world are combing through the records. Investigative teams are cross-referencing names, timelines, travel logs. And the question now isn't just, what did Epstein do? It's who enabled him. There are emails discussing travel plans, financial movements, internal FBI summaries, communications that raise uncomfortable questions. Some public figures have already denied wrongdoing. Others say they barely knew him. A few are facing renewed investigations. Internationally, the ripple effects are being felt in political circles, particularly in Europe, where past associations are being re-examined under fresh scrutiny. In the United States, lawmakers from both parties are calling for greater transparency, some demanding full, unredacted releases. Trust in institutions was already fragile. This hasn't helped. What makes the Epstein story refuse to die isn't just the crimes, it's the pattern. A man with extraordinary access, a system that seemed to protect him, victims who say they weren't heard for years. For survivors, this document release is not about gossip, it's about accountability, and whether power truly answers to the law. The Epstein Files don't provide simple answers, but they force difficult questions. About influence, about corruption, about how close wealth and politics really are. And maybe the most uncomfortable question of all, if someone like Epstein could operate in plain sight for decades, what else are we missing? If this story matters to you, stay informed, because accountability doesn't happen in silence.
Thanks for watching. Stay aware.